life is saying 20%, and we are at 5,600 miles. So it's time for an oil change. So on the driver's side, right there, that's the 24 millimeter 15/16 socket, and inside you'll find the drop-in filter. So I use Mobil 1 synthetic 5W30. It has that Dexos approval from GM. Wix oil filters 57674. Wix is a good oil filter. They have a good reputation for quality and a good job of filtering, so I stick with them, and of course paper towels. So let's take a look at what the Wix oil filter includes. It is a drop-in filter, and it does come with the O-ring. So you might want to dab a little bit of oil on that before the installation. So the tools that we really need to do this are a flat-tipped screwdriver, ratchet, some extensions. If you want to take the cowling off, you need 10 millimeter and also an 8 millimeter. Then you've got a 10 millimeter bolt back behind. Of course, take off your oil filler cap. Another 10 millimeter bolt down there. 8 millimeter socket, or else on both of these right here. Or just use a flat tip screwdriver, it's just as good. Take the cowl off, it might give us a little bit more clearance down in here to where that oil filter is. Of course, a 15/16 socket, and I have an 8-inch extension, equivalent of a 24 millimeter, to get the top of the oil filter canister off, which is hard to locate. So the drain plug is a 15 millimeter. What I appreciate about this is the skid plate is not in the way. 6 squirts of 5W30. All right, she's drained and fairly clean. What you want to do here is take your 15/16 socket and put that on and unscrew this canister here. It just pops out, and right there you see that O-ring. There's a little groove in there. You can put a pair of pliers in there and work your out of there. You put the new one on. Of course, put a little bit of oil on that new one and pop in the new filter, and it screws right back in to its opening there, and it is tightened up with 25 Newton meters of torque, so it doesn't need a whole lot of torque applied to it. And then you want to add your 6 quarts of oil. Pro tip, if you're working in cold weather, keep your oil indoors so it will flow better and a lot easier. Synthetic 5W30 with that Dexos designation. Put your oil cap back on and retighten up everything, the drain bolt and your filter. Did not have to take off the cowl. There was enough room to get to the oil filter. I'll check my oil level using the dipstick. Let it run for 5-10 minutes. Get worked into the engine. Should be good to go for another 5,000 miles or so. Pretty easy process. Also, when you're doing your own oil changes, it's good to have a couple of jugs around to keep the oil. Take it to any nearby auto parts like O'Reilly, Walmart, AutoZone. Usually they will take used oil. To set the oil life monitor, you simply select, you scroll through till it's the oil life, and you hold down the arrow button until it resets at 100%. And there you have it. You can do all of this, or you can just take advantage of what GM offers, 2 free oil changes. But I like to do it myself because you never know what's going on, what they're putting in. So, plus you have the satisfaction of doing it yourself. So, hey, thanks for joining me today. We'll see you next time with the ZR2.